What's happening, everybody? Hello and welcome back to Total Blast, where we discuss about everything Marvel and the MCU. Today, we'll be talking about some major casting news about two movies that we've been anticipating. It actually looks like the MCU is putting things together for the Fantastic Four. We also have some exciting news about Spider-Man. I know you're already excited. Well, if this is your first time, please subscribe and enable the post notification bell so you don't miss out on subsequent videos. The Fantastic Four release date is getting closer. It will be released on November 8, 2024, and Mr. Fantastic may have already been cast. We also have a list of potential actors to play Sue Storm. It does appear that Marvel Studios is finally putting the Fantastic Four formally together. At this point, we're aware that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige is working extremely hard to make the Fantastic Four the ideal movie. Given that this is Marvel's first family, and Kevin Feige has frequently stated how important this film is to him, it makes likely that preparation for this film and the search for the ideal actors will begin far in advance. If you have been following us here, we reported a different casting news earlier about the Fantastic Four, but as the official release date of the Fantastic Four is close and D23 is almost here, new reports about the Fantastic Four cast resurfaced. This is quite peculiar with such a big movie like this. A lot of speculations and rumors will be out long before the official report and announcement. Now, in our previous videos, we talked about the article from Giant Freaking Robot pointing out that actress Dakota Fanning was indeed casted to play Fantastic Four's Sue Storm, aka the Invincible Woman in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They stated in the article that a trusted and proven source had told them that Dakota Fanning had joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe, while the character she was cast for remained a mystery, and it was assumed that she would play Sue Storm. It was also reported that John Krasinski could probably play Reed Richards alongside Dakota Fanning. People actually thought it would be a great casting choice, considering their age differences. John was 42 and Dakota was 28. And in the comics, there was a large age gap between Sue Storm and Reed Richards. So, John Krasinski and Dakota Fanning were a perfect choice. Elizabeth Lille and Emily Blunt were other potential actresses that might play Sue Storm. Emily Blunt, acting alongside her husband John Krasinski, was something a lot of us anticipated. But with the recent Fantastic Four casting news, with different actors and actresses, we might not be seeing that happen. There are new reports regarding the cast for Fantastic Four, and that is what we'll be talking about today. Therefore, let's get right to discussing Mr. Fantastic. The Fantastic Four have been the subject of numerous discussions, and many insiders have come forward to share what they've heard. Penn Badgley has recently been suggested as the initial candidate for Mr. Fantastic. Penn Badgley has apparently been asked to play Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four, according to the Marvel Vision podcast. If you don't know who Penn Badgley is, he's an actor who appeared in a number of excellent productions, including John Tucker's Die, Gossip Girls, and a popular television series You. I've seen his work recently, and he actually strikes me as a potential young Reed Richards. Eventually, if Marvel Studios is talking to Penn Badgley about portraying Reed Richards, they aren't seeking for the more experienced and matured Reed Richards that we all pretty well know. Instead, they are searching for a young Reed Richards. Penn, in my opinion, will be a wise pick. Now, this will validate the speculations that we've been hearing for a very long time, that Marvel Studios want to cast both well-known actors and unknown actors in their upcoming films. Penn Badgley deserves praise, but I do think that there are a lot of people who don't know who he is. So, he may be one of those less well-known names. Since D23 will take place soon, that will be the ideal time to reveal the Fantastic Four official casts. Now, let's proceed to Sue Storm. The casting for Sue Storm is fantastic. This casting rumor is currently being spread by an account with the handle Great Phase, who claim to be an insider. They were accurate in a few instances, but you should still treat this information with a grain of salt as always. They mentioned Lily James, Amanda Seyfried, Philippa Soo, Jodie Comer, Saoirse Ronan, and Vanessa Kirby among the celebrities. In all honesty, I think this list is really great. I think Amanda Seyfried will make a terrific Sue Storm. But the other three cast members actually look more like a Sue Storm character to me than the others. I'm talking about Jodie Comer, Saoirse Ronan, and Vanessa Kirby. The film Free Guy has a cameo from Jodie Comer alongside Ryan Reynolds. She portrayed the primary character, Molotov Girl. I strongly advise you to see some of Saoirse Ronan's film if you're unfamiliar with her work. She appeared in the movie Hannah, which may be one of her oldest movies. The majority of people probably recognize her from the film Lady Bird. And she also appeared in Ed Sheeran's song Galway Girl too. Music lovers will be familiar with this. In case you're unfamiliar with Vanessa Kirby, she played Princess Margaret in The Crown and featured in Mission Impossible Fallout and Fast and Furious. Sincerely, I think this was a fantastic casting decision. All of the women are excellent actors and will perform admirably as Sue Storm. Now, I'll admit that when it comes to the Fantastic Four, I believe that Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm, the Invincible Woman, are the most important casting decisions. Personally, I would like to see Penn Badgley and Vanessa Kirby on screen together. They will make a perfect Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm together. Now, let's talk about the much anticipated Spider-Man news. It looks like we have more evidence that suggests that Andrew Garfield is not done playing Spider-Man and could appear in other Spider-Man movies, possibly his own, or could perhaps come back to the MCU. We reported earlier that Andrew Garfield and in fact all three Spider-Mans might be returning, but it's kind of looking really true now, as there are obvious reasons that they would be returning. Fans have been waiting for this for some time now, even before Spider-Man No Way Home came out. Fans were still hoping to get an Amazing Spider-Man 3. The report of Kevin Feige teaming up with Sony on a new Spider-Man project is news that we've been talking about here for a while. Also, we've talked about Sony having massive plans for their Sony Spider-Verse, just like the MCU. We will be analyzing how this will all fall in place. Spider-Man No Way Home extended cut will be released in theaters. Many additional scenes were added to the film, and one of them appears to hint at Andrew Garfield's potential return to play the role of Spider-Man, whether it will be in the Sony Spider-Verse or in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Tom Holland. Also, this is a hint that Tobey Maguire might not be done as well in the Spider-Man No Way Home. He might be back. In our previous videos, we talked about the possibilities of him not returning as Spider-Man because of the age factor, but a lot seem to have changed. Now, in Spider-Man No Way Home, we see Andrew Garfield Spider-Man talking to the other two Spider-Mans, expressing how he would like to reunite with his fellow Peter Parkers. In this scene, Andrew Garfield's Peter 3 talks to Tobey Maguire's Peter 2 and he says, "We should do this again," in which Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man replies, "You got it." Now, this scene of the three Spider-Mans talking about coming back again sparks my curiosity because they included this scene again in the extended version. We know that Sony had some plans for their Spider-Verse moving forward, but when Spider-Man No Way Home came out, it was such a major success that some of those plans actually changed. Shortly after the success of Spider-Man No Way Home, a lot of insiders started talking about Andrew Garfield's returning for a more prominent role in Sony's Spider-Verse. Now, Sony went ahead and included these scenes in the extended version. This particular scene that shows Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man saying that he wants to reunite with the other Spider-Man again. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man saying, "Absolutely, you got it." I actually find that pretty coincidental, especially if you consider the fact that it does kind of seem like Sony has new plans for their Spider-Verse and with Madam Web coming out. In the comics, Madam Web really explores the multiverse. She's a cosmic entity, and if they're going to go that same route in the Sony Spider-Verse, that means that the multiverse is about to get even bigger. This definitely opens the door for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man to return, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to also return as well, and to be introduced as main characters in their different universes. However, this is just for Sony's Spider-Man universe. There's still a lot that can happen in the MCU. If you remember, we previously talked about Andrew Garfield signing a multi-movie deal. It was actually reported that Andrew Garfield actually signed a new deal to play Spider-Man for multiple films, and one of the films was even rumored to be Secret Wars. Not too long after these rumors came out, the official Avengers Secret Wars movie was announced. It doesn't look like a coincidence. So, it does look like the possibility of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man actually coming back to the Sony universe and the MCU is looking better. Secret Wars is going to be all about incursions and variants of all characters that we already know and hopefully a lot that we don't know as well. So, it kind of looks like we'll be getting different variants of Spider-Mans as well. Now, the chances are looking even better than ever, especially with the scene from Spider-Man No Way Home. The more fun stuff with Andrew Garfield Spider-Man saying that he would like to meet up with the other two Spider-Mans again. Hopefully, this means that we are one step closer to seeing Andrew Garfield back in the Spider-Man suit. What do you think about the casting choices for Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm? Which Spider-Man are you anticipating his return? Please, don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Subscribe and turn on the post notification so you don't miss out on any of our latest Marvel news. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope to see you in the next one.